Time now, 7:31. For those going through a job transition, whether you initiated it or not, when you have a mortgage, any time off is a major concern. So joining us now this morning to walk us through how to keep your home if you're losing a job or changing job is Milan Griffin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I can't think of a better time to have you. A lot of people are certainly struggling right now. So what advice would you give to homeowners who have just been laid off?
Well, the first thing is, woosah, take a breath. This is not the end of the world. Just because you may have lost your job doesn't mean you're automatically going to lose your house. One does not have anything to do with the other. There are a lot of resources available. So your mortgage lender, generally speaking, is very willing and able to work with you if or during this financial hardship. There are mortgage workout options that you can apply for, that you could qualify for, such as a forbearance, to help you to pause your payments during this time. The main thing that homeowners need to know is that there are housing counseling organizations like HomeFree-USA that are out there to help homeowners navigate this situation free of charge or for a very, very, very low cost, maybe the cost of a credit report. But help is available. Mortgage lenders are willing to work with you, but you do have to show a hardship. So if you are receiving a severance, lenders see that as you're still receiving income. So it's not necessarily a hardship just yet. But once your severance is exhausted, or maybe if you haven't gotten a severance and you can apply for unemployment, that is a good time to really start approaching your lender for what we call a mortgage workout option, such as a forbearance.
Yeah, you have to have that conversation, but first you got to do the woosah, and you started with that. I was at a church a couple of Sundays ago, and we actually changed some of the ministry and meetups about to homes, because a lot of people are struggling with that. And I know one concern that I heard come up is that I don't qualify for the help that's out there. Is that a misnomer?
So you don't know unless you ask, and that's why it's so important for homeowners to contact HUD-approved housing counseling organizations, housing counseling organizations that are approved through Housing and Urban Development. We are certified to really move you through, help you to understand your options, and most importantly, help you to see before you even get to the lender whether you are eligible. And we also help you to apply for a loan modification, apply for a mortgage workout option so that it does not result in foreclosure. But the main thing is to be optimistic, to know that when one door closes, literally another one opens, and or one stays open, and that is to the door of your new home, of your current home.
So if you've already lost your job, or you're dealing with the uncertainty of whether your job will be there today, tomorrow, in the weeks ahead, what are some small steps you can do and make that will make all of the difference?
So one, I can't stress it enough, be positive. Really take a breath, because it can be nerve-wracking. Many of us, we woke up one day, went to work, been working at these jobs for anywhere from 90 days or less to 20 or 30 years. So to lose a job is very traumatic. So take a breath, know that resources are out there. The other piece is prepare a crisis budget. You can't live the way you used to live. You may have to cut off a DoorDash or two. You may have to stop doing Uber as much. So you have to
prepare. Streamer subscriptions.
Exactly.
Wherever you can cut, find it.
Yes, look at your budget, and if you don't have one, create one and start cutting out all unnecessary expenses. Because even if you do have a severance, it is still going to run out at some point before you find your next job. The other piece is start looking for a new job, and that may be an obvious thing, but sometimes we're so overwhelmed with grief and frustration that we kind of pause in place. And so, do start, maybe this is a good time to pivot your career. Start looking ahead, start looking broadly. And the other piece is, again, I can't stress it enough, simple step. Contact HUD-approved housing counseling organizations like HomeFree-USA so you can understand what your options are. You should still pay your mortgage for as long as you can. You don't want to get behind on your mortgage. And here's the thing, you don't have to be behind on your mortgage to be able to qualify for a forbearance to get the help. But you do need to make sure that you can show a hardship. And that's where a housing counseling organization will come in, help you to apply, help you to understand, so that when you get to the lender, you are ready to move forward.
Milan Griffin, thank you so much. I think you've already brought some relief to to some,
Yes.
they can at least see the way and what the steps that are necessary to change and better their situation. We appreciate your time. HomeFree-USA.
Yes.
Make sure you follow through. All right.